Hello, everybody. Welcome to Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Thanks for coming out tonight. We've got Shahak Shapira here.
Hey. Thank you, Dan Stern.
Thank you, Dan Stern. Yes, we're filming this, recorded with Shure microphones, and this is Podfest is sponsored by Patreon, which is very exciting. Do you have a Patreon account?
I tried setting it up, no. No, because people can't give you just a little bit of money. They need to subscribe.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I have to provide them. I feel like it's slavery. It's actually slavery.
It's actually slavery.
I'm not doing that.
You're not? Okay.
I'm not doing
How is
shit
it?
for
You're getting paid.
$3 a
Slavery
month.
is for free, dude. That doesn't work. You're so white right now.
That's a valid point, but still.
But still.
I don't want the pressure of having to do stuff for $3 a month.
To create content, Jesus Christ, what would that that be like?
Yeah, I still do it, but I don't know why anyone would want to.
Okay, so it's a matter of self-worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you've got issues with that. I'm thinking, like, I've had some people ask me, they're like, I want to pay you.
But to be fair, I see other people offering their shit on Patreon, and I'm like, you're not worth $5 a month. That shit is not worth anything.
You're just judgmental of everyone else on Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's fair game, you know. I'm like as judgmental to myself as I am to others.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I don't know. There was this. You actually met him. There was this audience member that I've had. Shout out to Uzi. He listens to my podcast. And after Uzi.
The guy who's your best friend.
No,
right?
a different Uzi. My best friend is also called Uzi. This guy's also called Uzi.
But he's not from Israel.
No, actually, I don't
Because
know where he
Uzi
says
is-
he's from Mexico, but he's definitely Arab.
Okay, because Uzi's like the name of our favorite machine gun in Israel.
Favorite.
Uzi, I mean, not my personal favorite. Just
Okay.
the proudest expert for some reason. Like,
Let's-
haven't you heard of the Uzi?
Of course we've heard of the Uzi. Come
Yeah.
on, I'm pretty sure Arnold Schwarzenegger made the Uzi
Really?
famous. Meet my Uzi, me and my Uzi. I don't know, man. Maybe.
Is that your? First of all, I have multiple questions. Is that your Arnold Schwarzenegger impression?
Yeah. How was it? It was like meet my Uzi. That's.
It's just you in a deep voice.
Yeah, pretty much.
You need to do a German accent.
Meet my Uzi.
Meet my Uzi.
Uzi. Okay.
Mine is just mediocre at best.
It's better than mine though.
It is, but it's a very low bar.
Yeah, okay, it's true. So this guy, he came
Wait,
to.
in which movie is this line from?
No idea, dude. He's got guns in so many of his. I don't know.
Why is the audience all wearing masks?
I think they were told to. I can't believe you can see them.
Is
Hey
this
guys. Because they're worried about.
Aren't you
our
guys
Uzis.
vaccinated?
It's not the point. I think.
Is someone not vaccinated?
It's,
Take your fucking masks off. What the?
maybe Dan.
Dan Stern, is that you? Is that you and your?
Did you
bullshit
ask
again?
them to wear the masks?
The theater is required to wear masks
Okay.
because we have it's the type of the thing with the air. We can put the number of 50 people in.
Also, let me just say, like, Adults Only Comedy Berlin, I think you guys should wear masks, you know? I'm not that clean. Like, let's be honest. You never know.
Yes, you can wear masks if you're buying into that Corona bullshit.
Okay, we're going there. No, I want to tell you my Uzi story. No Palestine, Israel, no fucking Corona. Can we?
All right, no, Uzi. Let's
Uzi,
go.
okay, so Uzi, he came to one of my shows and I told my joke about my pubic hair bit about, I let it grow.
We all know.
We all know. And when I said the first line, the audience just was silent. Like, it was one of the biggest audiences I've played that joke to. And the audience was silent, and then
You want to
Uzi.
say the first line?
Yeah, it was like at the start of the pandemic, for a whole year, I stopped removing my body hair. And it was silent, and then Uzi at the front just went, ew.
Nice.
And I was like, wow, dude, like, thanks for speaking the mind of everybody else here. Yeah. And so anyway, he was pretty heckly the whole show. And so I invited him to my heckling show. And then he came and he was such a nuisance. Like, he was horrible. Like, he was the best and worst heckler ever. And then he started contacting me via Instagram and being like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight? You want to come to Kit Kat? I've been listening to your podcast. Do you want to go out? Do you want to?" And I was like, "Oh no, dude, tonight I'm seeing a friend." He's like, "Are you gonna have anal sex?" Oh yes, there's someone in the audience.
What do you mean Yes, the regular anal sex question.
Isn't
You
it?
ask out of the blue.
And I was like, I didn't say anything, and I stopped
What?
responding.
What do you mean? Oh yes. What?
And it's not even Uzi in the audience. Like, Uzi would be like, yeah, but did you? But did you? Yeah. I
Just out of nowhere, you're gonna have anal sex.
Yeah, that was his thing. It was like, is it Anal Wednesday already? And I was like, dude, not.
But why? Why?
It's Thursday.
What?
You know, and so I stopped responding to him.
But why? Like.
And then he apologized. He apologized, and he was like, sorry, that was inappropriate. And I'm like, good on you for realizing.
I just want to know why you would ask that.
Yeah, I think he's got. I think he's not very good socially. Like he doesn't know.
Oh no, I'm sure of that. But,
Yeah, and
but like, why? Because if he's interested in you, it would be weird to know the details about you having anal sex with other people.
some people like that.
Right, but
He wants to be in on what's happening in me, I guess. He wants inside details, you know? He wants, yeah, if I could put like a little webcam up in, anyway, that's disgusting.
do people do that?
Maybe that could be my OnlyFans. Like I just put a cam inside and like all the traffic will get. No, it's not. It's not okay. That's
yeah,
not
a live
okay.
colonoscopy. Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds
like-
great. Fantastic idea.
It could help my digestive system, maybe.
Does that happen to you often? That men listen to your podcast and this is why they feel entitled to have a level of intimacy with you they would not normally have?
This was the
with others?
first time. This was the first time, and I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I'm like,
One
yeah.
of many, maybe.
Yeah, I think because I tell such personal sexual jokes as well, I do get people afterwards. Like I did a German show in English this week, and I did a set, and none of my material is about sex toys. And this guy came up after the show and was like, "Hey, so I loved your set. You know, I have the womanizer," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And he was like, yeah. So like, whenever I can't get a girl off, like I just pull that out, and they love it. They love it. I'm like, okay. Like, how does this relate to anything that I have expressed? How, like, yeah. And then he was like,
you should talk to me about this. I have.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm the womanizer guy. I got the
Yeah.
bit about the womanizer.
I was like, is he confusing me with Shahak? Like, do we look that
That
similar?
happens a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot
right.
of people come to me, hey, did you talk about not shaving?
And we're like, yes, we can see that you don't shave. Well, you shave other things, but this you do. You tell me. You get
they
angry.
don't know why I get what?
You get angry when I suggest you don't shave your armpits.
I do?
Yeah. You're like, no. You're like, no, I shaved them. I'm like, I saw when we were at the lake, you had like this much growth. And you were like, no, I didn't. I look after myself. I'm not disgusting like those people who don't shave.
No, I shave my
Exactly.
armpits.
Boom. All right. So yeah, but you were offended that I said that you didn't shave regularly.
I was completely offended.
Okay, so I'm right and offended that until
I
you
just
flipped
don't
it.
remember being offended. But yes, I was absolutely offended. I shave my armpits. Is this gonna? I feel like because we got like at least 40 minutes to talk about body hair. Like
so much. I don't want to talk about body hair with you. I think we did that like 5 months ago, actually.
Yeah.
When I still had it. But basically, this Uzi guy, before he got to the point about asking me for not for anal sex, but about anal sex.
which is weirder.
Which is well, I don't know. If he'd asked for anal sex, I think that would
Less
been
weird than asking if you're having anal sex with other people.
I don't know if there's a scale there. I don't know who's counting that scale. But anyway, he'd asked me, he's like, please, can you have a Patreon so I can pay you? And I was like, all right, maybe I'll set up a Patreon. But I'm trying to think, what content could I put on a Patreon account?
Well, obviously something to do with anal sex.
Right.
Just have a website, www.is.annabarroshavinganalsexrightnow.com. And it just says yes or no.
Yes or no. It just gets you updates.
Yeah.
Oh my God. At what point would you introduce anal? Like in a relationship?
I only had anal sex twice.
Wow, okay. Only
Always
twice.
by accident.
Dude, you're like, whoop, wrong. Oh, well, we're in there now.
I swear to you, yes.
Really?
And
And
she
once you
was
were
like,
in-
oh, yeah, sure.
And you were like, oh no.
One time she didn't even say anything.
Yeah.
That was the first time, and I didn't know because I didn't know I was like,
Was it dark?
no. It
How
was
did you
daylight on the park bench.
You do love a park bench.
I want people to know. I want Uzi to know, so I try to keep it visible.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I was like, this is lower than, than I'm used to. I don't know.
Were you missionary and it slipped in? Were her legs up and you
Yes.
That's a weird way to accidentally have anal. Usually from behind and it's all dark and then it's like you just haven't,
I think she put it there.
Oh, taking away the responsibility. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
She put it there. And she didn't say anything. She was just like, yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
And you were like, how did you feel about that? Would you call that rape? Would you call...
What the fuck?
Well, okay, so it's been proven and
Who raped who in this equation?
She raped you.
What the fuck are you talking about?
With her butthole around your penis.
What are you talking about?
No, because, okay,
yes,
hear me out.
I feel raped.
Yeah, well, because in New Zealand they've made a law. There was a case, and it's been precedent that, and this is very good, that if a man takes off a condom during sex and doesn't tell the person, then that is considered rape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what if a woman takes off a condom?
Yeah, I think that should also. I don't know if that's been. So I'm saying this, and I don't know the details. Do you guys know something about this case?
Yes.
Yes.
Also, California too. Just a week ago, they just put it into law.
And was this so in California? And was this a man taking off the condom for a woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to figure out.
Is it rape or is it more like assault?
It's rape. I said that with so much gusto. It's a little bit too enthusiastic. It's rape.
I don't know. Whatever. It's fucked up and should be punished.
Yeah, because you can transmit all the things, and
but
like
how
that
do
wasn't
you
the deal.
But just proving the whole.
Well, it's like proving
rape.
So
it's just a big
it's
pile
really
of
hard.
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really just testimonies and maybe.
I don't. Yeah, so I feel raped. No.
Yeah, because because the thing is maybe you do have some psychological aversion to penetrating an asshole, and so maybe for you that could have been non-consensual anal sex.
No, it's fine. I don't get the big deal.
This is how I always feel after a rape. No, it wasn't a big deal. I didn't want it, but I just I've got stuff to do. I can't think about this.
It's just to be really disgusting here.
That's what we're here for.
No, because after you have you have to look down afterwards.
Oh yeah, you have to see how much shit is on the penis.
Yeah, and I had a condom, thank God.
Thank God.
I would never do this without a condom.
Thank God you hadn't taken the condom off before you went.
Huh? Yeah. Of course, but then who would have raped who?
Yeah, both. Maybe
We
mutual
both,
rape. Does
right?
rape plus rape equals no rape? Rape plus rape equals
Do we
0.
both get
Welcome,
punished?
guys. You've come in at a great time. We just got some new people arriving at the rape plus rape equals no rape.
Yeah.
We're doing serious mathematics here. Yeah, so you look down and if it was accidental anal, I love that we're here.
I looked down because I wanted to see if it was anal or not.
Yeah, and then
That's how I found out.
how dirty?
Huh?
On a scale of 1
Just
to...
a little bit, but I went, oh, that was anal.
Okay, yeah.
And that's how I found out.
And that's...
About anal sex.
Anal sex. And that was the first time?
Yeah.
Let's go into the second then. Was the second also accidental?
Yes. The second was with a woman. It's a bit of mine, but it's also a real story. With a woman whose last name is Führer.
Yes. Oh, you put the Führer up there.
I did. As a Jewish comedian, it was an opportunity I could not pass on. I had to. It really happened. She was sitting. I was doing a show in Osnabrück, and she was sitting there first row, and I was talking to her like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Führer." I'm like, "Nah." She's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm fucking the Führer. Definitely.
Dude, for sure. If
Yeah.
I could find a guy whose name was Patriarchy, oh my God.
Good, yes. patriarchy in the anus of a woman named Fuhrer.
I love that you accidentally fucked her in the ass as well. Like, because I knew that you fucked the Führer, but also in the ass. That's great.
I just like that it's an accident because I can go like the old Germans when they talk about concentration. I didn't know. It just ended up there, and all the Jews were dead. And my dick ended in her butthole. Whoops.
How dirty was the Führer's butthole?
Oh, it was squeaky clean.
Oh, I bet. Squeaky. You said that like that was onomatopoeic. That was squeaky clean. Mwah.
You could lick.
You could eat dinner off that. Wow.
Yeah.
You can have shitty dinners too.
She was going, dude. She was really like she. Look, I asked her if it's cool to talk about this before I did the bit, and she was like, "Sure." I told it everybody already. That's what she said.
So you stayed in contact with her to make sure you could use that as material.
Oh yeah, she's cool.
She's cool.
She's
the Führer is cool.
We kind of both did it for lols.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like.
Was she attractive?
Yeah. No, she was ugly. She looked like actually like Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, like the
No,
moustache.
she was attractive, of course.
Was she vegetarian?
Huh?
Well, with that clean butthole, maybe she was vegetarian.
I don't know.
Actually, that's usually not the rule.
I didn't ask, but she was very very focused on me having a good time. It felt like reparations. Felt like
that's beautiful.
Yeah. I was very proud. I like to think that my grandpa was looking down and watching me having sex with a Führer.
Shahak, for the family.
I wanted my family to be there. I wanted everybody to see
Auschwitz.
this. Yes. For Auschwitz. Jesus Christ.
I had to go there. Oh my God.
So yeah, that was my second time.
And second and last.
Actually, that was my first rim job too.
Rim job. So
Yeah.
like she rimmed. She licked your asshole.
Yeah, I didn't ask for it.
How
I
clean
didn't.
were you?
No, I was clean
How do you know?
because I showered before.
That's not always a guarantee. Things can like move around,
What?
Well, you're not exactly the connoisseur of the butthole, so like, you can do
I didn't prepare. I don't know. There's like anal showers and stuff like that.
anal showers.
I don't know. It's called in German. It's called Analdusche. I
Yeah,
think.
douche. Yeah, genau. Also in English, it's an anal douche.
Yes.
But it's douche. We don't translate it to shower because that sounds more like a shower of
douche
assholes.
sounds
You know
French.
what I mean? Like anal douche sounds French.
Like
yeah.
a thing they do in France. You
I
know?
feel so classy every time I do it. I'm like, oh, baguette. Yeah.
No, I wasn't prepared for this. I was like, dude, it's fine. I forgive you. Like,
I forgive you. I forgive you for penetrating
Yeah,
your.
I forgive you for the Holocaust. It's fine. You don't need to like.
I forgive you
Go
for the
all the way.
Holocaust. Wow, that's.
I didn't ask for it, and I don't know. I don't get the whole deal.
The Holocaust or the asshole?
No, the rim jobs.
Oh, rim jobs. Okay. Have you yourself given rim jobs?
Nah.
Weirdly, that was something I wanted to talk about with you today.
No, why the fuck would I do that?
I don't know, reciprocity, like she did it to you, you do it to her.
No,
Usually people do those things because they want it back,
Oh no, I would do it to her if she really wanted it, and if she like. But
If she
still.
asked, if someone was like, please lick my butthole, you'd be like,
Yeah, if my sex partner would be like, this would be my dream. You're like, ooh.
yeah. I think it takes a very special relationship to eat ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just someone named Fury you meet on the first night on a comedy show.
Or someone who represents the Holocaust for you and you are the Fury. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Are you an eater of the behind? Are you an enjoyer?
I want to be like, yeah, I've done it plenty of times. If someone wants to do it, like I've eaten some very clean buttholes. Yes.
Have you done it without have you done it on your own initiative at some point?
If maybe I go to the balls and then like there's the perineum and then like if they're like
The what?
perineum, so that's the in like English slang that's the gooch. The
gooch?
The gooch. The gooch.
I love that word.
Yeah, it's a good word.
The
right?
gooch?
The gooch. The gooch. It's the space between the balls and the butthole. Well, for a woman between the vagina and the butthole.
Ah.
It's that like nice little clear, like silky smooth piece of skin there.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice piece of skin. Like it's it's very so like
Not
that's
for men. It's just very hairy for men.
not always. Even that part usually isn't that hairy. It's like the hairs grow around it, but there's like a little landing patch usually of supple, pure skin.
The audience is so on board with
They're
this.
really with it. They're really. I'm also doing like this hand gesture, which is very specific. I need to stop. But yeah. So like after the balls or after like eating vagina, then you might go back and you might like be playing with that area. And then if they're like, then maybe you'll like go a little bit towards the butthole. And then if they're like, yeah, then I will also. And if it looks clean enough, like or smell is really like if it smells all good, then I'll go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's graphic. Yeah, but like the ass that I ate the most was a bisexual dude who would douche beforehand because he always wanted me to get the strap-ons on, and I never got to that point in the relationship, but he was always very, very clean. So I would.
You never got to bang him with a.
No,
strap-on?
I've never used a strap-on.
Oh man, you should try it. It's great.
I know. I want to plow someone. I want to do that thrusty thing.
I know you want to.
Yeah, I know. I really want to.
If there was ever someone.
Yes, it's me. It's me. Fuck yeah. But like it requires buying stuff, and then it requires being with someone who, I don't know, like wants it, but like I just haven't felt comfortable enough in the situations that I've been in to do it yet.
Yeah.
But it's been on my to-do list for a long time.
As it is on to-do list.
It's I don't know. What's on your? Do you have a to-do list of sexual stuff that you haven't done?
Yeah, it's very boring. I want a threesome.
You haven't had a threesome?
No, I blew chances, man. I'm like one of those idiots, like where like you realize that the morning after, oh shit, I could have had a threesome. I'm a fucking idiot, you know? And like the one chick you're actually she's like, well, we could have, but I didn't know if you were into it.
It's weird how she sounds like Rick.
What?
No, she sounds like Morty. She sounds like Morty from Rick and Morty.
Like Morty. Geez, Rick. I wanna have a threesome. Maybe.
Oh, but you missed out. Oh, yeah. My voices are not on point tonight, but that's interesting. I've definitely, I've had so many, threesomes. Yeah, you're gonna get there. Yeah. I think my audience has heard the numerous
I've had
stories.
sex and like.
Speaking of blowing opportunities, we wanted to go through some dating stuff today because we've got a dating show next Saturday on the 30th.
That is true.
1, 2, 3. The Matchmakers.
It's a great show. It's gonna be a great show.
It's gonna be so good.
Tested it. It's a lot of fun. You guys should come.
You guys should all come.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't have to be single. You can
don't
just
have
be.
to wear masks even. Like you can.
Dude. Just COVID. Yes. So I wanted to like see what kind of dating stuff we have from recent, and actually you had a date. Well, you just said you had a guest list. You had someone on the guest list at our show on Friday.
So, this young lady.
Very young, dude. How young was she?
No, I don't know.
You don't know how old she was? How did you meet?
I think she's 30.
Really? She looked very young.
No.
Okay. She just looks better than me.
Maybe she just has good genes,
Pure German. She looked very blonde and German. Was she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she came to one of my comedy shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know each other through people, and we started like texting, but I don't know her, right? I think she's cool,
Mm-hmm.
and she's good looking, right? So that's good. And
Deep analysis there.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the Shahak way. Okay.
she's like good looking and
And like we know some people.
like
and she's
I know
cool.
a dude that she knows, and now there's another dude.
So anyway, she
Anyways,
came.
She came to. I put her on the guest list for the show we did on Friday.
Our double bill.
Our
Yes.
double bill, and but she brought a friend,
Oh, didn't she? She really
She
brought
brought a friend.
She brought such a friend.
and her friend was heckling your set.
She was heckling so badly. Like my joke about like I've got a joke about downloading Tinder during the lockdowns, and there was a German, a Mexican, a Spaniard, a Turk, and a Japanese guy. So I thought, you know, like it was first during the first lockdown, so I thought I would travel with my vagina. And she was like, "You gonna travel?" I was like, "This is your heckle?" And then
Yeah, she's a punchline thief.
yeah, well, but yeah, but
Yes,
like.
this is what Germans do in comedy shows. Germans go to comedy shows to steal the punchline.
I
They
think
wanna-
wasn't she American?
No, she said she was Russian, but she was German.
Okay.
She just because I got a Russian name doesn't make you Russian.
But there was another heckle that she did that was just so dumb. It was just like,
She did a bunch. She would just
oh.
she tried to make the show about herself.
well, and she was
which
just
is
like,
something hecklers do.
yeah, and was like, I said something about the pubic hair bit, and she was like, but your head, show us your head hair. And you can see my head hair. like, what? Like,
She did terribly. Like all of her jokes bombed.
yeah, and you told her.
I did tell her.
You were like, stop bombing. Your jokes aren't good. But she really like. I was really nice to her. I was really
You
nice
were,
to her. I
and-
was just like, oh yes, that was the joke. Yeah, good. And then like I kind of involved her a little bit. I called her OK Cupid because she was like, OK Cupid is the best. And I'm like, all right, okay. So anyway, and
And I wasn't.
you were not
I am
nice,
not.
but you
No.
don't handle that stuff
Huh?
with
I tried my best.
gentleness.
Yeah, I tried my best. Like I was like
Yeah.
for my standards, I was really nice to her, but
Because you knew it was also your date's friend, right?
but yeah, but I didn't care about it.
Yeah.
Like I was like at some point I was like, fuck this date. This woman is trying to ruin the night, and it's my because I get like with hecklers with certain hecklers I get there's a word for this in German that there's no other word for it, and I love it. It's my favorite German word. It's called Weltschmerz.
Ah, yes.
Weltschmerz, the pain
Weltschmerz.
of the world existing and everything in it.
That's such a Shahak word.
It's just, it pains me that someone would come to a comedy show and try to ruin it for everybody else. I get a Weltschmerz, and it makes me furious. And I see it as my responsibility because the audience was getting like people
They
were
were
like,
getting annoyed.
shut up, because
Yeah.
it's not annoying for me as a people can yell their shit out,
Mm.
and it's like because it's never funny. If it was funny, they would be on stage. It's just people that want to be on stage but they don't want to do the work, so they come to a comedy show and try to make this about themselves.
Yeah, well, they just have no concept of what it is, you know, what we're doing and what and
Yeah.
how it operates,
I
and
mean,
they
some
don't realize
people-
the selfishness
Most people-
selfishness
but
involved.
Most people they have this like they don't mean it in a bad way, you know. They're
Yeah,
not,
no,
they're
no.
not bad people, but some of them, a few select ones are, and those are the ones that will not shut up. They will just keep going all the time and just try to ruin it.
And so when you were on stage, you said to her to finally shut her up. What did you say? You said,
oh man, I said so much. I just
you
started.
said a lot, actually.
I just started roasting her, and like people loved it, and I just kept going.
You kept going, and then she
Until she-
walked out. And then when she walked out, she walked past me and she said, "I like you much better than him." And I was like, "Yep, yep." I'm not
But
gonna
she
say
came
anything.
back at some point.
And then she came back, and then after the show, I saw that you were sitting with your date and this girl, and you were talking sternly with this girl, and I avoided that whole
Oh, yeah.
interaction like crazy. I was just like, "Blah."
Well, so she wasn't my date. I don't know. Maybe she wasn't interested in me at all. You know, I don't want to be presumptuous.
She was your date.
Right. So she came to me after the show and apologized immediately because she was so embarrassed by her friend.
Yeah.
Another friend came there, and I never heard this from a person before that heckled a comedy show. she said, your show needed a voice. It needed a voice. And I'm like, bitch, do your own show and you will have a voice.
Yes.
I already have a voice in my show, my voice.
Yes.
This is why it's my show. That people didn't come here to hear your stupid voice. You can have a show on your own, and then people will come and hear your shitty voice. And she didn't like it.
And then she said something like, well, I guess we have a different understanding of comedy.
Yes. She said we have a different understanding of comedy, and I told her you're not a good person.
And then they both left, right?
And she told me, oh, well, you're an asshole. And then her friend was so embarrassed, she just dragged her out. And they left, and she and her friend just kept apologizing to me. She wrote me messages,
And she was stuck in your dick. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, I wish. I wish, you know.
So like the guilt didn't work quite like the Holocaust guilt for the few.
No, it's just I don't know. There's something in me that is like hurt by we take this very seriously. Doesn't matter how shitty it is. Doesn't matter that we have an empty first row here right now, and everybody else is wearing masks, and we've been bombing compared to the podcast before. I'm just saying.
Dude, it's a podcast.
Yeah.
Like I have no expectations.
We'll edit it out. But like we take this very seriously, no matter how shitty it is. I had a career in German comedy, and I stopped it for doing like shitty shows at Belushi's in front of 40 people.
Stop shitting on our fucking work, man. You're doing English comedy.
I'm saying it's sacred.
It is sacred.
For us,
Okay,
for
good.
our
good,
stupid
good,
reasons, it's sacred.
Even
and
if
nobody has to respect it except for the people who come to our shows.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
This is the only thing we want, to be respected as artists.
Yeah.
And we deserve it because we respect our audience.
Exactly.
Unless they will not shut up, and then we have no respect for them at all.
And then we will forego pussy to make sure that person
Yes.
learns. Yes.
And that's why I'm not getting laid.
Exactly. You need to. Hey, Shahak, not getting laid for that rock. Yes.
That's why.
That's the only reason.
'Cause I'm fucking real, bro. I kept it real, and now I'm gonna jerk off.
Speaking.
With
So
my womanizer.
Charles, just keep the microphone in your mouth.
Oh yes.
So speak-
Talk to Anna.
So speaking of masturbating, I actually forewent some dick actually last night. Forewent, yeah, like forego the past of that. Forewent. I said no to dick last night.
Oh, you passed on some.
I passed on some D. Yeah, I actually
That's
like.
unusual.
I know. But the thing is, this guy I'm like very into because he's a bad idea. He's crazy. He's crazy like me, and very beautiful and wild. Like he's like a wild animal, you know. Like
You sound like you're 14 right now.
I am 14 right now. That's what I sound like.
Such
when
a bad boy.
He's such a bad
I'm gonna change him.
I don't want to change him. I just want like his wildness to coincide with mine, and then we can like fuck regularly, and you know that's it really. But basically, I've known him for quite a while. And I don't want to go into details, but like he is around. He's been around the scene, not ever doing comedy, just like around, not in the comedy scene at all. And
You guys know the phrase "don't shit where you eat"? Anna doesn't. Anna eats where she shits. That's what she does.
no, I eat shit.
Anna eats shit where she shits, and like the whole infrastructure of sex in the workplace.
You can talk, all right? You can. It's not like you're a fucking angel over there, okay? It's
What
not
are you
like you
talking
don't
about?
shit where you eat either.
I haven't.
I'd stop there. So,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're doing a good Trump right now.
Huh?
You're doing a good Trump right now. Yes, sure. That's fine.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have absolutely no idea.
It's funny because your face is almost better than the voice when you do that.
I know.
Yeah, you know.
There's something in the voice I'm missing out, but the rest with
The
the
face is, yeah,
it's perfect.
it's
It's tremendous.
it's tremendous.
Tremendous
Exactly.
face. Thank you.
But anyway, this guy, he was hanging around in this, like, he used to frequent a bar where there were comedy shows, and he was around the bar because he's a neighbor. And he always had a girlfriend, and then...
Wait, which bar?
I'm not telling you.
I know already.
You already know, but you don't know, but maybe you know. It
Should
doesn't...
I say, no,
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I know, but probably everybody who knows you knows. Like,
Stop.
okay.
Okay. So basically hadn't seen him for like a year, and then it was like, oh, because the pandemic.
Is
and
it cosmic
I'm
comedy?
not talking about the space that it was.
Are you talking about Darmander's thing?
Dude, what the fuck happened to you? No. I never hang out at Cosmic. Obviously, that would be the one place that... Anyway, not saying names, but anyway, met up...
Is it Dan Stern?
Dude. Okay, so I saw him, and like basically we ended up having a great night together. He'd broken up with his girlfriend, and we had a really fun night together. We spent like a bunch of... I always know I like some as well when I count how many hours we spent together. I'm like, we spent like 12 hours together, and for me that's some kind of testimony to like the depth of the connection. I think it's a really bad sign when I start counting the hours and I stand with someone. I'm like, woo, cuckoo. So anyway.
How do you count them? Like,
I was like,
do you
well,
have a timer on it?
yeah, pretty much. I start the clock, and then when I pull up my pants, I stop it. No. So we like met at the show, and then we spent like the whole night, and then the next morning, and then the afternoon, and then and that was cool, and there was a lot of like connection, and he was like, tell me how your shows tonight go, and blah blah blah, and then we stayed in contact a bit. He was busy, blah blah blah, and then I texted him like at 2 a.m. maybe 3 weeks ago, and I was like, where you at? And you out? And he was like, yeah, come to this bar. And then we had another night where we were like hanging out with friends and hanging out, and then like slept together. And then I woke up and it was like 4 p.m. and I had to go to a show at 6 p.m. and and then another show, and it was crazy. And then he was like, yeah, let's hang out again this week. And I was like, cool. And then he never texted me back. And then last night I was in bed, and I haven't masturbated for a while, and I was masturbating to the memory of this guy. Started when he texted me, and I was like, oh,
what a cute coincidence.
what a crazy coincidence. After like 1.5 weeks of nothing, when he was supposed to text me.
It's fate.
It's destiny.
It's
It's destiny. And I was like, oh, and I'm like, oh, nothing's gonna come of this. And so I finished myself. and then he like ends up calling me, and he's like, hey, like, can I come over? And we had this lovely chat too. He's got this beautiful accent, and we had this funny chat. And in the end, I was like, no, I'm actually, like, I've got a lot to do tomorrow. I've got like a show. I'm doing a second German show. I've got to practice my German. Then I've got a podcast thing. And no, I'm actually gonna say no. And I passed up on some dick, even though I just masturbated to the image of this guy.
Oh, no, that makes total sense.
Yeah? Oh, because I was already done.
No, like when I'm masturbating, I'm like, oh, I should call her, and then I finish, I'm like, nah, I'm totally not, never. Like, I'm not gonna deal with her shit again just for this. Like, just the readiness I had, like 4 seconds. Yeah, I will listen to all her bullshit again.
Wow, that's a really nice thing to say. I will listen to her bullshit again. Jesus.
Yeah, I will totally listen to. No.
That is.
Nope. Not doing that again.
Whereas for me, I was like, well, I already kind of came with him, and like I was like, I'll be ready for like some real action, you know what I mean? But I was like, nah, I'm gonna be good. And I'm thinking maybe then he'll want it more because I said no. Do you think that will work? Do you think like because I said no that he'll be more into pursuing me if I just stay distant now?
I think it's a very neurotic strategy.
I know it's not really a strategy. Like I don't know. I'm just trying not to.
Do you want it to work? Do you want him to be like a 10-year-old?
Yes. Yes, I do.
No, I get that.
I want him to just want me and
I get
me
it,
to
but
like
it's so
not do
fucking
anything.
annoying. Like I get it.
I know, but it's more like because I was disappointed that he didn't get back to me last weekend, and so I'm like, okay. What was that? Out of spite, yeah, maybe it's spiteful. It's also just like, as soon as I start liking, like as soon as I really like someone, then it just falls apart. The guy I blocked.
The guy you blocked.
All right, so I've seen this. I was seeing this other guy Oh, and I've got to
Well,
break
you're
up.
not seeing him anymore. You blocked him.
Well, no, he started contacting me through Instagram.
I knew it. I was like, what? You're never gonna talk to each other again?
Yeah, that's what he was like. He was like, I'd like to see you at least one time. You know, I enjoyed our time so much in and out of bed. And I was like, thanks for specifying. Like, yes, the sex was good.
No, wait. So what happened was, I'll tell the story for you. So Anna was seeing this guy multiple times.
Yeah, we're seeing each other once a week. He was my anal Wednesdays.
Multiple times. They've had anal sex. Uzi, if you're listening. Right now, they're having anal sex where everybody's watching.
Everyone's watching. It's filthy.
Yeah. Yes, it's disgusting, but it's lovely too. So,
Very nice, Shahak.
and then they were supposed to have a date last Sunday, I think.
Yeah, it would be like dates like once a week we had.
Yes, but he stood her up. He said he was too tired of moving a couch that he moved a few hours before.
Okay, so the thing is, this was going to be the first time he came to my house. So he was like, hey, how about on Sunday, I come to your house and like we have dinner. And I was like, we could do something that normal people do. This sounds amazing. So that day I prepared my house. Like my house is a fucking mess. I've only lived there for 2 months. It's shambles, but it's like I changed my bed sheets. You know, I wiped down surfaces. I think I even scrubbed like the area where my shower.
No, I did the
tap
same
comes in.
thing with the chance of pussy.
Yeah, man. Like I cleaned shit.
When there's
Like,
a pussy forecast, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna start some spring cleaning for this.
Really, it was like I need to make this look better. Like I was like, ugh, I'm disgusting. Like if it's so long I've lived with people, and now it's like I can see that it's like how much filth I alone
And
create.
then I come back home and I'm like, at least the place is clean. I can jerk off on a clean
And
couch. you
that's
know?
how I felt as well. However, though, I'd made all this effort. I even like I don't know. I even took my rubbish out, you know. And then we were supposed to meet at 8 o'clock, and my show finishes.
Well, he
at,
was supposed to go to your show.
No, he was supposed to meet me after my show. I said like 8 p.m. My show finishes at 7:15, and so I was like, that gives me time to just like chill and talk, blah blah blah. And so at 4 o'clock, I messaged him saying, hey, I don't have my bike today. I got a flat tire, so we'll catch public transport from Friedrichshain to my apartment.
Important detail.
Important detail, right? In case he came with a bike, and then it's fucking awkward, right?
People need to know.
People need to know. 4 p.m. I messaged, see again the counting the times
When
thing. It
exactly?
becomes very
4 p.m.?
at exactly 4 p.m. I
Exactly
messaged him
4
that.
p.m.,
Yeah.
wow.
And then when my show finished at 7, I texted him again being like, no answer by the way. At 7 I was like, hey, so
Is
like
it a sharp 7
it
or
was a sharp
7?
it was like
7 2
7:05.
minutes.
7:05,
All
I
right.
think, yeah.
Please be more precise about
All
this.
right, I'm getting there. And then 7:05. Hey, just finished my show. I guess like let's meet at the wall. You know where my show is at 8. And then nothing. And then at
8 sharp?
at 8 sharp. And then and actually it wasn't 10 minutes before. It was 15 minutes before.
He stood you up.
At 7:45, he messaged me with all these messages being like, I'm so sorry, I can't make it. I'm more tired than I thought. I moved furniture today. Picture of the couch he moved. I'm like, I don't need to see, like, this is proof that you're not just in bed with another woman. Like, it's fine if you are, but like, just get out and meet me because I've been waiting for you for an hour and I cleaned my apartment and I could have made other plans. Like, there are other people, like, there was the German guy that I was dating that I could have met up with. There was like another, I could have hit up this crazy wild beast that I would, I could have done lots of things. But no, I was waiting for him and then I told all the people, God, I'm really angry. I told all the people at the comedy club, I've got a date tonight. Like, oh, he's coming to meet me. I've got a date. And then I was like, oh. And so I messaged you.
Yeah.
And I was like, where you at, Shahak? I've just been, what is it when you get stood up? I've just been stood up, basically.
A platonic rebound.
Yeah. Well, maybe you messaged me. No, I messaged you. I was like, where you at?
Look at this. Look at the ego on this woman. Maybe you messaged
Maybe
me.
you messaged me.
Maybe you were in need.
I'm trying to reclaim my self-worth here, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll go to.
He sent you a picture of his couch. I had a lady canceling on a date with me, and she sent me a picture of her in the outfit she would have worn
That's
What do you want me to do with this? You want me to jerk off this? Like, what are you
yes,
sending me
at
to
least you could jerk off to that. To the couch, I'm like, oh yeah, I'd rub my pussy all over that couch. Like, I did actually respond. I'm like, that couch has potential. Like, it's a good-looking cat. Like, we could fuck on that couch. But
No, but you blocked it instead.
instead, I blocked it.
Yes. And
He
you
sent me
said,
all these things. He's like,
and I was
"Oh,
like,
maybe on Tuesday and maybe this, and I was just like,
yeah, and I was
blocked.
there, and I was like, are you sure? Like, this is forever now. You will never,
it's not forever. Blocking isn't forever.
You said it was forever. You said you never want to see him again.
I was like, I don't give my time to people who waste mine.
Exactly. Something
was-
like that. You did something.
I had
with your
lots of
shoulders.
shoulder movement. Yeah, there was some clicking going on.
Yeah.
I'd had about 3 beers at this
Then
point.
you wanted to sing a Beyonce song. I think I remember.
I'm a survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
With the dance and everything.
yeah.
It was insane. Exactly what you just did. That's exactly how the dance goes.
Yeah, but then I proceeded. Like we met up, and then it turned out that there was a show where we met up. Shahak and we met up at a bar. A friend's show was going on,
Yeah.
and then
Another bar which we're not gonna say.
we're not gonna say what bar it was.
No.
Doesn't matter. We can say that bar's name.
Huh?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Um.
It's not related to any other bar.
Okay. Stop suggesting that I fuck everyone at this bar.
I'm not. I love making this awkward. Look, Dan Stern left.
He left a while ago. So anyway, but that night ended up being like hanging out with you, then hanging out with another comedian, then all these other comedians came to celebrate birthday parties, and I ended up doing like a revenge bender until 8 a.m. the next morning.
You were up until 8 a.m.
Yeah.
You guys are wild. I never do like.
Yeah, it was Ori Halevi's birthday and Brennan Hickey, and so there was lots of cocaine, and then I had ketamine.
You guys do drugs?
Yeah.
I thought you guys are all nerds.
Like you.
Yeah.
They do them on special occasions.
Huh?
They do them on special occasions. And then they had pills as well, and I was like, I'm not going near that stuff.
No, I
And
love
Mike
that you
Rice was just like, nah. He just was eating
No,
everything.
say older names. It's just a podcast,
Yeah.
you know? Just upload their names. Ori Halevi.
Ori
Yes.
Halevi.
Brendan Hickey.
Yes.
Michael Rice.
No one's getting cancelled for
Just-
taking drugs
just list the
recreationally.
names of all the drugs. They don't care, you know?
No one
Whatever.
cares. No one cares. I was there. I was party to it. Anyway, so yeah, we ended up going to like a pool hall and then back to Dane's house, and then it was 8 a.m. and I was like, wow,
I'm
I'm
gonna say Dane's
surname
last name.
Brasha.
Yeah, sure.
And then I ended up getting a taxi home at like 8 a.m. Yeah, and I was like, well, I'm so glad that guy stood me up. The worst hand clicking ever. Yeah. So anyway, that's those are my dating fails. And then I know that this guy doesn't listen to my podcast, but there's this German guy that I've been seeing who you haven't met, and
Ugh.
oh, you have met. He was at the Matchmakers when we did the Matchmakers the first time, and I
lost count, man.
okay.
I don't even know anymore.
I
I can tell when I see a guy like, yeah, he's fucking. They're fucking.
I am saying all of these people because they're no longer in my life. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm not going to hurt them because, like, I haven't actually ended things with the German guy, but, like, he hasn't texted me, and I think he's gotten the idea that I'm a bad person.
Maybe he's just, you know.
He's learned some self-respect, I think.
Healing. I don't know.
I know the last time we met up, I was feeling so, like, this guy is so lovely, and every time he talks to me, he's like, I'd like to see you more, and I'm like, oh, okay, see you next week. You know, like I wasn't able to give him what he wanted. And I think, the last time we met up, I was just in this super aggressive mood at this bar and just complaining about I was just a nightmare. And I wanted to keep pushing it. And I was like drinking heavily, and I was behaving really badly. I was in super sabotage mode. Yeah. So I think he got the point. And then that night when he slept over, I had a dream. He doesn't listen to the podcast. I had a dream that night that he got up and left in the middle of the night. And in the dream, I was like, ah. And then I woke up and he was still there, and I was like, oh.
Jesus.
How bad is that?
Jesus Christ, man.
And then I was like, I need to end these, and maybe like like energetically, I passed that vibe on to him. And the last words he said to me were like, "You're really sweaty. Bye." This is like sweating in my bed alone. Yeah. Yeah, so that's my dating situation at the moment. Yeah. Oh yeah, and another thing actually, I I matched with this guy on Hinge, and he was like, "Oh, we meet again," and I was like, "Oh no, when did we meet?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I was with your friend. I was on a date with your friend. I saw you like at same bar, at this bar, and you knew you're friends with the girl that I was on a date with," and I was like, "Cool."
Who was that girl?
You don't know her. Oh, she was actually you weren't there. She was at another show she came to. But yeah, basically, he and I matched, and then I started talking to her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, he's good dick. Like, you should go there if you want." And I was like, "Don't you want to keep it?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'd fuck him once more." And so now this guy's like, chatting to me. "Oh yeah, I want to come to one of your comedy shows. I love your energy, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Okay, can we just be friends?" He's like, yeah, cool. Kiss, kiss, kiss. I'm like, I don't know what's happening here.
Kiss, kiss, kiss?
He's like, "Mwah," I'm like that smiley with the love heart. And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, let's just be friends." And I was like, "Okay."
And he sent you 3 kiss emojis.
Okay, he sent me 1. But for me, that's like a kiss emoji's a lot.
It's like anal sex.
It's like anal sex.
He was asking if you're having anal right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. Hey, what's the time? I'm wondering if Dan's going to come back in. I feel like we've done an hour.
I don't know.
Me neither.
I tried Hinge. I tried all the things. It does not work for me.
Are you still on Hinge? Because I saw you on Hinge and I messaged you.
My profile is just around there. I don't have the app anymore, but my profile is still up there because I get like people like I was posting about our show on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a comment like, "Oh, I guess this is why you stood me up on Hinge." I'm like,
stood you up on Hinge? What do you mean? Like you
someone gave me a like on Hinge, and I stood her up.
That's not how it works, dude.
I don't know. Tell it to.
On Reddit, you had this interaction.
Tell it to contemporary 7480 from Reddit who has no profile picture. Like how the fuck would I even know?
Yeah.
Who the fuck you are? You have like a small icon of the Reddit logo on as your profile picture. Like, what am I gonna do?
That's insane. You know, the only likes that I'm getting on Hinge at the moment are from female comedians. Liliana and Moni have both liked me. I'm not getting any of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
I know. That said, I don't really like. I like one person every. I kind of use it. It's like Candy Crush at the moment.
I don't know.
It's
I used to
like,
have a lot of Tinder dates when it started. Like I was crushing it.
Yeah,
on
right.
Tinder. Oh man, I was the king.
I feel
of
you were the
Tinder.
king. I feel like
I was your Royal Highness.
I feel like
Oh,
Hinge,
oh.
I was the same. Like when I first got on Hinge, it was like, wow, look at all this fresh meat. Yeah. Like date. And now it's like I say no to like, I think I go through like 100 profiles and it's like no.
Oh yeah,
That's
no,
it.
I'm very like
Like a profile really needs to speak to me.
I have very high expectations and nothing to offer in return.
And I think you write that on your profile too. Like that's your line, you know?
I did write it on my profile, and then someone wrote because nobody understands a joke there.
No, but also it's like if you're putting that on there, it's also pretty telling. It says a lot that you're really not wanting to give anything.
I guess I took it out.
Yeah, good. I do. I'm thinking of a business idea, and it could be that like helping dudes with their women as well with their profiles. It's just like, how about you don't complain about women on your profile? You know, like don't expect me to be a DJ and vegetarian. And it's like, whoa, dude, you're already starting in the negative. Like,
Oh yeah, but women do that all the time too. Like
exactly. So it could be for
you
men
see, like,
and women.
A list of like I need you to be vegan, no aunts, no
No ons?
no one night stands.
Oh, and
Just a whole list of
Ons.
predefining the if you're a smoker, swipe left, right, swipe right now. If you don't like Greta Thunberg, Fuck you.
You know what? This German guy that I was seeing goes to Fridays for Future. Fridays for Future. Is that what it's called? The one that Greta goes to? Fridays.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like,
how can you not know this? I like Greta, by the way.
but like him telling me about that, and he was like, and one time I even saw Greta, I was just like, whoa, I am so dry right now.
Oh yes,
Like good on you. If I
that's
see
a
him,
weird thing to say. She's still is she still underage?
yeah.
Kind of.
It wasn't like
I
a
think she
sexual
just
thing.
heard-
He was just like excited that like the face of the movement was
yeah,
there.
but being excited of seeing any 16-year-old is just weird. Come on.
It's just like enthusiasm for Greta, enthusiasm. Like I respect all activism, but like I don't want to fuck that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think I'm really burnt by my old housemates who are very politically active, and like I've known a lot of people that are really politically active, and I just like I want people to be politically active in a different way.
In what way?
I don't know, like the personal is the political, right? So like take your action like take your political point, like make your political point in every interaction you have and how you consume things and how I don't know, like just because you go to a fucking march doesn't mean you're helping anything. Like it can help for sure, but like I want your political awareness to extend beyond mere presence in places that you can then show off like, hey, like like this is my personality. I'm like this activist.
I have this thing with online activism. Fridays for Future, I don't think this way because I think those guys are actually showing that you can shape politics because they are showing results somehow, even in German shitty yeah.
Okay,
like,
that's good. That's good.
You know, the Green Party is not getting as many votes as they should, but definitely significant. And I think it has something to do with the protests,
Okay.
and making politics younger. But online activism, just the self-importance of people on Twitter.
Twitter.
It's just
Yeah.
the audacity that people have to call themselves activists
Yes.
just because they're on Twitter.
Yes.
And I'm not saying it's not important, but comparing yourself to someone who actually goes to who's actually active.
Yeah.
You need to be active to be in activism. You can't just sit on Twitter. You know?
Definitely.
You need to do more than that.
Look,
Or I don't know. Maybe I'm being too conservative. I don't know.
No,
because
no,
the internet is a big part of the world.
it is. I am with you on this. I also think that my perspective is like naive and poorly formed at this point. I'm having like an emotional response to people who represent political activists, and so I've got issues with that right now. But I do I feel like there's got to be a better way.
Because you're a comedian. Because a lot of activism, or in my opinion, a way too big part of it nowadays of online activism is focused on comedians, where it should be more focused on politicians or people whose opinion actually fucking matters.
I suppose what I want is more just I think we're all, let me make some grand statements. I think where most political problems come from is like a lack of community. And I guess I think if there were more sort of smaller community events or initiatives to create more community and give people more of a sense of belonging, then maybe certain political things that need to be done could come about better because people feel connected and they've got a community and everything kind of makes sense more. But this is all la-di-da, and I have no idea where I'm going with this.
I think all the problems are coming from Dave Chappelle.
Oh, I knew you were gonna bring up Dave Chappelle. I said to myself before we went, and I'm like, do not bring up the closer. Do not bring up the closer.
Why not?
Exactly.
It's very interesting.
I'm just I'm terrified of talking about these things. But
Why?
I loved
But
it.
isn't that the insane thing that people are terrified of?
Yes.
I didn't even finish watching it, and someone was on Twitter, this lady who is also a transsexual. She had a story. She used to follow me, and she put up the story, and she tagged me in it. I'm unfollowing Shahak Shapira because he follows Dave Chappelle, and he supports. And I haven't even watched the special at that point.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, really? You're tagging me? What the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's not okay.
Is wrong with you?
It's not
Can I
okay.
watch it at least? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's
No.
I think it's a very interesting thing.
I think there was some really great stuff in there, and I think there's a
I
great.
didn't really like the special.
I loved it.
I knew the last part.
Oh, I didn't.
He said it. I heard it somewhere else. I knew it. It was a great story. It's fantastic.
Heart wrenching. I
first-
cried.
The first. Have you guys watched it, or are we just boring the shit out of you? Yeah, nobody watched.
Nobody watched it. All right.
Boring the shit out of the
Nah.
audience.
Yeah, I prefer to steer away from it. You didn't like it that much. I really liked it. I think there's a great response
Look,
video.
I like everything that Dave Chappelle does.
Me
to be
too.
honest, but I don't think it's his best work.
Oh, okay.
I think his best work is maybe the best work, so it's really hard to get on that level every time.
Yeah.
I think it's very objective. I think the responses
Subjective.
are butthurt. A lot
Butthurt?
are like completely exaggerated.
Ah, yeah.
And I
Yeah,
like
that's true.
that you can that like I like how it's not working for people, that you cannot cancel someone at some point. And but I don't know. I think it's kind of a weird. It shows like how I don't know. I feel bad for the people who feel like they're being discriminated by this.
All right, so let's just quickly round this around. Dan, how much time have we got?
You have done 60 minutes of wonderful banter and questionable opinions.
Haven't we? I just wanted to round this out and like take it a little bit away from Chappelle, but more into like a general thing. Before
But
we,
you know what's
what?
fucked up though, Anna? It shouldn't be controversial for us to talk
I agree.
about
I
the
agree.
reception of someone else's work. You know
I
what
agree.
mean?
Firstly,
Because
just
we're not saying any of those things.
sure, but and it shouldn't be controversial for us to have an opinion, and
Yeah.
absolutely not. There is just on a side note, there's a great comedian. His name is Ty Rivera, and he does a really good response video. He's a very big Mexican gay comedian in the States, and he did a really great response video to Chappelle's The Closer. So if you're wanting to have like someone from the LGBTQI community's response, I think that's really cool. But lastly.
Yeah.
And then we'll plug some stuff. Lastly, before we started the recording, I mispronounced your surname, and I said Shahak Shapira, and you're like Shahak Shapira, and Shapira, and you were like, and I was like, why are you so annoyed that I'm not saying your name the way you want it to be said? And I think this goes down to this like being so offended by someone not reflecting exactly what you want, to represent, like how you want to be named. Getting so offended by that, I don't sympathize with that.
What? This is the this is the whitest shit ever.
Oh, that is so lazy.
You cannot pronounce my name and you make it about yourself. How did you manage to do that right now?
No, I'm making it about identity politics and people.
This
people
is not
putting-
identity politics. It's my name.
it's
This is not politics.
It is
dude.
exactly the same as people
No,
getting
it's
upset by being. Now, I don't think you should
heavily
intentionally.
disagree with you
I
with
don't
this.
think you should intentionally misgender or misname someone. But if someone doesn't get it right, being offended, you taking that offense, it's got nothing to do with you. It's
No,
just
me
them saying
correcting
something.
You is not being offensive, and we've known each other for a while.
But you're being offended by my mispronunciation. You were like, yes, it annoys me that you're not saying it right.
It annoys me that you would ask me why it's important to me for you to be able to pronounce my name, because we're friends, and that's what friends do. They respect each other. I'm sorry you brought this up. I didn't want to bring this up.
If someone
But
mispronounces my name,
no,
people.
listen, I didn't. But I never mispronounce your name because this is.
You don't
look,
know. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know that I like the way my name should be pronounced.
Is your name not Anna Barros? Right.
B arrows.
It's what?
B arrows.
Bieros.
Listen, I live.
It could be. It could. There are many ways to pronounce my name, and I don't give a shit how people pronounce it. Right?
Well, I do.
Yeah, and I just wonder if that's not all connected to people. It doesn't connect down into this whole argument of people getting offended when they're not, when people don't reflect exactly how they want to be referred to, you know, when they don't perfectly.
It's not how they want to be referred to. It's a cultural thing. Like, I want people to be able to pronounce my name because I can pronounce theirs.
You can't always pronounce people's names, though.
No, I try.
Yeah, and I try too. And it's not that there's a lack of trying, but getting offended when someone's trying and me being like, hey, I tried. And you're like, well, you know, I'd like you to be able to say it correctly. And it's like, is it that important?
That's not what happened. No, dude, you tried to pronounce my name, which is also weird to me because we've known each other for a while now.
Yeah, and I pronounce your name right.
And,
I just don't get that right.
No, you don't. You don't get to decide if you pronounce my name right. I'm sorry. But
Shapira.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah, okay.
And it's fine that you do it, but if you were asking me why is it important for me for people to pronounce my name, it just says, you know, it's not a big. It's not. I mean, it's not important to me for people I don't give a shit about.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. I'll take that. I'm gonna do some practice when I get home.
It's.
Okay, that's fair. It's because of our friendship, and you'd like your friends to be able to pronounce your name correctly.
Yeah. Just. I don't know. I had. I think. How do I say this? Look, I've been living in Germany for 20 years now, and I forget sometimes how to pronounce my own name, because people can't or won't pronounce it here. And it is a part of my identity. It's where I come from, and when I hang out with Israelis and they can pronounce my name, it feels different. It feels nice, and I want that, you know, because this is how my parents named me, and this is what I'm, you know, this is why I like to be named like this, and I don't want people to like not know my name.
Okay, for example, in Germany, my name is pronounced differently, and I don't think it's incorrect. I'm just like, that's a different pronunciation. They're like Berros. I'm like, okay, roll with that. Berros. I'm like, all right, I'm Anna Berros.
Yeah, there's a different pronunciation, but there's a different like. Are we gonna get to the semantics of this?
No, we're not. I think that's good though. I think we should wrap it up and do some. But I just wanted to touch on that because I think it, yeah, for me that kind of connects to identity politics and sensitivity
This
around
is not
that.
identity politics.
Okay. Another great podcast episode with Shahak Shapira. All right, let's plug some shit. So next Saturday, the 30th of October, we have the Matchmakers at Belushi's.
Yes.
Do we have anything else coming up? Yes, we also are starting on the 4th of November.
Yes.
We're starting Raw Comedy at Fahimi Bar. That'll be an open mic, donation-based show in Kreuzberg every Thursday.
Yeah.
And we alternate the hosting.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Just that.
Just that. All right. This has been amazing. Did you guys enjoy that? Do we have any questions? Do you guys wanna hit us? It's pretty late, but do you guys have any questions that you might want to ask? Anything? Maybe not about my anal menu, but any questions? Anybody? Just yell out if you do.
Thanks for staying up this late.
Yeah, thanks for staying up this late. It was a bit later than we expected, but guys, can you give it up for Daniel Stern organizing Podfest? That's been amazing. And that has been Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Good night.
Yeah!